most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me.
It's Teofimo Lopez, 11-0, 9 KOs. The best to do it right now in the game is to take over. Shout out to BN Boxing News.
Hey, Lewis Jr., I've been welterweight champion of the world. Everybody go follow BN Boxing News.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? If it sounds like a duck and looks like a duck, guess what? It's a duck. We gotta keep it consistent, people. We gotta keep it consistent, man. Regardless of the circumstances. I mean, this guy accepted the term sheets and basically had us all fooled, thinking that we had a fight, and all of a sudden, there's no fight. So we had to guess it, man. You know, I would say basically what ended up happening was his team probably said, nah, bro, you ain't ready yet. You know, after your last look, after your last fight, you know, you got to clean up some things and then go back to the drawing board and then go back and fight Shakur. But right now, you just ain't ready yet. I'm thinking some shit like that might have happened. But at the end of the day, regardless of what happened, bro, you basically had us all thinking that y'all was going to fight. We was on here on YouTube bragging about, man, look how easy that fight was made. And all of a sudden, guess what? There's no fight. So, you know, therefore, if it sounds like a duck, look like a duck, it's a duck, man. I got to give it to you, man. And guess what? I fucks with Frank Martin, man. Frank Martin, I'm a fan of his, all right? So this ain't no shade on him. But right now, I got to say, it's a duck, man. It's a duck. I got to give it to him. I got to keep it consistent, because if it was anybody else, I would sure called them a duck. So I'm not going to, you know, make it seem like, hey, I'm an unfair dude. Just being a fan of the sport. But let me say this here too, though. When it comes to Shakur Stevenson, he wants to call out everybody else. Call out. Why don't Shakur Stevenson call out Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis? See, that's the thing too. So because according to everyone, right? Everybody on YouTube talking about how Shakur Stevenson, basically right now, he's supposed to be the boogeyman. So if he's the boogeyman and Gervonta Tank Davis is the money man, why don't the boogeyman and the money man fight and give us the big fight that we want? Because we already know, you know, I don't know why we continue to say Devin Haney. Devin Haney's no longer in 135. All right? He's no longer in 135. He's at 140. We know that. He's going to fight Regis Prograis at 140 in December sometime. So right now, it's not about Devin Haney. We got to talk about what's at hand, what we have right here. Right now, we have Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Frank Martin, and the list goes on at 135. So when we talk about challenges at 135, we got to try to match those guys up. So why ain't there a big call for Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis? What? Both the fans of Shakur Stevenson don't want to see Tank fight him because they already know the outcome of that fight, or the fans of Tank Davis scared to see Shakur fight because they already know the outcome. I mean, which way it goes. Being a fan of the sport, you should want to see both of these guys fight regardless of, you know, whose side you're on. I'm on the side of boxing, so I want to see these fights happen. I mean, 2023 has been a great year. I mean, regardless of the outcomes, I just want to see more fights. So, like I said, yeah, unfortunately, my guy, Frank Martin, it ain't looking good for you. He put up a tweet, you know, and regardless of your tweet, bro, we need more than just a tweet. If you're not ducking, bro, you got to come out and let us know what the hell's going on. I ain't duck shit. That ain't good enough, bro. That ain't good enough. Come out and let us know what the reason is that this fight's not happening. I think we as the fans, we can continue to say there is a duck until you give us clarification. And then after you give us clarification, then we could make a decision on if it was a duck or not. But until then, man, a duck is a duck. You know, that's just what it is. Just a tweet saying I ain't duck shit. I mean, that's nothing, bro. You know, you want us to think that you duck because you ain't came out and cleared that shit up yet. So until you clear that shit up, it is what it is, man. We got to keep it right. We got to keep it consistent. You know, if you're gonna be a fan of this sport, you just can't be wishy-washy and call, you know, your people, give them a pass, and somebody else say, "Oh no, it ain't that." No, bro, keep it consistent, and that's what I'm doing. No, like I said, no intended punishment, but it is what it is, and that's just what it is, man. I gotta call a duck, man, and right now that's what it's looking like. You know, and like I said, if I had to guess what it was, I think Frank wanted to fight, but I think his team, you know, his handler said, "Nah, bro, you ain't ready. Let's clean up some things, then we'll go back to it." I think some shit like that might have happened, and then, you know, he said, "All right, bro, fuck it. I'm gonna do what y'all say. Y'all my handlers. I'm gonna follow y'all." You know what I'm saying? So it's still considered ducking, regardless of whose decision it was. Okay, we can't say because it wasn't his decision, it wasn't a duck. It's a duck regardless. Okay, so hey, man, we win some, we lose some, and I think that, you know, if I had to judge it by his last performance, I would say, yeah, maybe he should brush up some things and then go back to the drawing board and call out Shakur. I mean, Shakur ain't going nowhere from 135 anytime soon. So I think both of these guys got a little time at 135. So brush up some things. Make sure you're ready for that particular challenge, and then go back at it head first, you know, head strong, man, and forward. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's a tactic that Tyson Fury done. You know, prior to fighting Deontay Wilder, he went ahead and got some challenges, you know, in between, and then once he felt like he was ready, he took the fight. So if that's what your handlers is doing, man, hey, it is what it is, bro. Just follow that, bro, and then, you know, and then go, you know, head high, straight to it. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, man, you owe us some type of, you know, letting the fans know what's going on. Until then, we're not gonna vindicate you from a duck unless we have a clear-cut reason on what happened. So if you feel like you don't owe us a clear-cut reason on what happened, all right, you just got branded. So, and with that being said, man, all love, all respect to both fighters, Shakur, Frank Moore, but I gotta call it spade a spade. That's where I'm from. That's how we do it, bro. So we can't get no motherfucker no pass on nothing, regardless of the situation. So